were among a group of freshman lawmakers on the Republican side who urged their colleagues not to take this action, not to shut down the federal government. Why?
Well, shutting down the federal government costs us a lot of money, and now is not the time to take a stand to shut down the government, and I don't believe we will.
Ma'am, there was a closed-door meeting with Republicans yesterday, and one of the words that was used to describe that meeting was cathartic. Can you tell us what went on in that meeting?
Well, I was sitting in the meeting. It was about 2 hours long, and our conference is facing some challenges. And so it gave everybody a chance to tell us what's on their mind and how we want to move forward. And it was an excellent meeting. A lot of voices were heard, and I think it was very positive and a step in the right direction as we move forward.
Congresswoman, if we might circle back to what appears to be, for now at least, a vote that would prevent a government shutdown. When the conversation was beginning about this tactic to shut down the government, one of the things that GOP leadership had insisted upon was that there be some way to defund Planned Parenthood. What were your thoughts on that, and what were your constituents in your district in California telling you about that?
We need to look at Planned Parenthood in light of, especially in light of what the videos that have been released. And there's been concern in our conference that we don't continue to fund Planned Parenthood. And while I support that, the bigger question is, by us shutting down the government on this one particular issue, it was going to end up costing us a lot more money to shut the government down. And many in the pro-life movement believe that taking a stand on defunding Planned Parenthood right now and costing the government to shut down would take the pro-life movement a couple steps backwards. And so we were trying to be in line with the pro-life movement, saying, okay, you know what, we want to move forward on this issue, but this is just not the way to do it.
Congresswoman, you and some of the other lawmakers, especially some on the Republican side, who thought that shutting down the government just was not a good idea, that the Republican majority in both the House and Senate might take a hit in the polls and from the electorate if this happened. And most polls indicate the last time this happened, that's exactly what the electorate did. Can you give us a sense if you believe that your views are being heard? Do you and your colleagues, are you getting enough respect from the Republican conference, even if you disagree with the majority?
Oh, absolutely. We are. And, we want to advance the cause of the pro-life movement, but there has to be a certain strategy put in place. And when you shut down the government, you're costing the taxpayers a lot of money. You're costing the creation of jobs. And we have to be very careful and very strategic as we move this issue forward.
Congresswoman, Kevin McCarthy, your colleague from California, he is, by all accounts, the #1 person in line to succeed the outgoing Speaker of the House, John Boehner. He was on Fox News last night, and he said that one of the best functions of the Benghazi Select Committee was that it led to a significant drop in Hillary Clinton's poll numbers. Do you agree with that assessment, and is that what the taxpayers are paying for?
Yes. I mean, listen, there's a lot that happened in Benghazi, and the reason we have these hearings is so that we can uncover the truth. And that's exactly what we're doing. We need the American people to know exactly what happened in Benghazi.
But, ma'am, it seems to be implied in Congressman McCarthy's statement that one of the reasons for the committee was not to get to the truth, that it was possibly to affect Mrs. Clinton, to hurt her politically.
I believe that we have these hearings for a reason, and the hearings are to get to the truth. Now, policy and politics go hand in hand. So when you're going to have these hearings and the truth is being uncovered, you're going to find that if somebody's running for office, it may actually hurt them if they were involved in it.
Congresswoman, I have about 30 seconds left. I have to ask, because I mentioned at the beginning that you're a freshman lawmaker. Can you tell us what the most frustrating part of your job has been? I'm assuming that all freshmen go to Washington because they want to be part of some positive change. But given the partisan atmosphere, is that the most disappointing part of this for you?
Well, I came from California. I'm a Republican. I served in the minority party for 10 years. I am now in the majority. And for me, having a seat at the table has been the best thing for me in terms of being a member of Congress.